Hey guys, I'm glad that you made it here. Welcome to the RUNfully channel, the place where I will be helping you move forward in your running goals and in your life. It's all about running fully, and as I began my running journey, I've realized how incredible it is that running really is a metaphor for life. And so you are probably wondering right now, can I really run a marathon? Do I want to run a marathon? Or maybe I know in theory that I can, but where do I start? How do I do this thing? What's the most important things for me to know? And I believe that you are here for a reason, because I have a story for you. And this is going to be the method to training your mind to believe that it's possible, and the steps that you need to take to get your finish line goals complete and happening. And believe me, it's the most incredible feeling when you cross that finish line, especially if right now you're thinking, gosh, I don't know that I can do this. Oh my gosh, I am so excited for you, because that just means that that finish line is gonna mean so much more to you, because right now you don't think you can do it. And you've never done it before. The first time is the most amazing. So yeah, let's push past our walls to achieve the most amazing things. And so the first thing that I did, and the most important thing, is to pick a date. When I was younger, a lot of times I would say, someday I want to run a half marathon. Well, guess what? Someday is never going to happen. This is the most important thing for you to know, that if you keep saying someday, if you're watching this and just like taking notes, I've done that so many times, watched free webinars, free videos, took so many notes, but then never did anything with it. So if there's one thing that I can get to you, is that immediately, after this week, today, if you can, take the first step. And literally take the first step. Go out of your house. This is step one, and run. Don't worry about the amount of time. Don't worry about the distance. Just run with what you're comfortable with right now. And that might be around your block. That might be for 1 minute. It might be for 5 minutes. It might be for 3 miles. That's your baseline. Don't push yourself that first run. You might never get out the door if you're scared to run 1 mile right now, and I told you to go out and run 1 mile, you may never do it. So take that first step, just run. However, and then what you're going to do is you're going to want to increase your mileage or your time every single week. So you want to have one long run. And I usually made that run for Sundays, usually, because that's actually the day for a real race, is usually on a Sunday. And that way that you could prepare on Saturday, run on Sunday. You could also decide to run on Saturday. That way you could prepare on Friday, run Saturday, and then rest on Sunday, and then that way you're ready to go back to work on Monday. It does take a lot of commitment to run a half marathon, because your weekends are going to be filled with long runs, but you're going to have the most amazing adrenaline afterwards. And guess what? If you love food, then there's a lot in store for you, because you're going to be able to have like pasta and like Thai food, or whatever your favorite food is, burritos, and yeah, you'll have an excuse to just go crazy the next day. I mean, you have to actually put in the miles. You actually have to put in the work to reward yourself with that. It's important to get good nutrition, and we'll talk about that later. That's kind of more in detail. And something that comes along with your half marathon journey is really getting into good shape and good health. If you're starting, you have to, I think about 3 months is a good amount of time to train for a half marathon. But it does depend on where you're starting from, because I believe I started from around 3 miles, and then I would increase, and some weeks I'd increase by 2 miles, some weeks by 3, some weeks by 1. So I didn't really follow a strict plan. I just kind of followed what I felt, and I knew what my target was. And if I ended up running 4 miles and I still felt good, I might run another 1 or 2. and then adjust my schedule as it goes. So another really helpful thing that I did when it was my very first half marathon was use the Jeff Galloway method, which is, he has this amazing beeper, which I'll link to in the description, and you can set it so that you can run for, say, 2 minutes and then walk for 1 minute. Run for 2, walk for 1, and I actually, my sweet spot that I settled on was about 5 minutes, so I would run for 5 minutes and walk for 1. And I did that for the actual race, and I actually got a really good time. I finished in 2 hours and 15 minutes. So, on this channel, we're going to be talking about 3 main things, and that's your mind, body, and soul. And they are actually all connected. However, this video in particular has been focusing on training your mind, your mindset. And so if I give you any more steps in this video, you just might get lost, like I have in my journey at certain times. And so it's important just to focus on the first steps. So in this video, if you just take a look at steps 1 and 2, and make sure that you do them before you move on. And it doesn't really matter if you do step 2 first or if you do step 1 first, just make sure that whatever one is the most comfortable. Like, you know, I usually say that you should do, you know, things that are uncomfortable, but in this case, since you're just starting out, you get the choice, you know, you get this one choice. So between steps 1 and 2, which one do you feel drawn to more? You know, if setting a deadline is something that's a little bit heavier, then go ahead and just go outside and run. And or if you feel like pulling up online and searching, if that's your thing, search for a race, set a deadline, and then you're like, okay, now I know when the deadline is, now I can get up and go. You know, it's up to you. For me, it's probably the path for me would probably be just to get out the door and go running. Because for me, you know, like I already know, you know, running is something that really helps to relax me. And so I know that once I go out for that run, I might not feel it at first, but when I come home, then I'm going to feel a lot better, and I'm going to feel more inclined to go online and look for that race. So, but again, it's totally up to you. So please, guys, subscribe, because I'm going to be telling you a lot more, some of the specifics, maybe about like what shoes you should buy, what kind of nutrition, what's it like on race day. If you have any specific questions, please let me know in the comments below, because I just might end up making a video for you about it. And yeah, let me know, what do you guys want to see here? Some of the things, it's going to be including stories and adventures. It's also going to be including interviews from amazing people that have overcome big obstacles in their lives, and how they maybe used running as a metaphor for their life, and how they've achieved some level of success, whether that's joy or, you know, anything really. So, and then who knows, you know, maybe one day this will even include you. Maybe we'll be interviewing you. So, because we all have a story to tell, and your story is valuable. I'm sending you guys so much love and so much encouragement as you begin your journeys. This is a super exciting time. You know, go easy on yourself, but also, you know, stick to the steps, and stay tuned for maybe some next steps coming up. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe.